On one side, darkness reigns. The Scourge, the Blood Knight of Molag Bal, a monstrous being of vampiric power, clad in dread-forged ebony, wielding the Mace of Molag Bal and the ring, the mirror, a cruel, unholy terror, sapping the life from his foes and feasting on their remains.
On the other, light purges the wicked.
The Auroran, the Saint of Meridia, a divine warrior wrapped in holy radiance, wielding the Dawnbreaker to smite the undead and restore the balance. She is a beacon of hope, using her holy radiance to cleanse the unholy and destroy the tainted. Two warriors, one eternal war. Choose your path, or witness their battle unfold. Molag Bal's chosen was once a warrior of great renown, until he was betrayed, left for dead, and reborn as a monster. The Scourge now walks the night, unbound by morality, feeding on the weak, and crushing those who oppose him. Meanwhile, in the sacred halls of Meridia's temple, a warrior was anointed in holy fire. The Auroran swore an oath to cleanse the world of corruption, hunting down the spawn of Molag Bal. Her path is righteous, her blade a beacon of divine wrath. They are bound by fate, one seeking to spread darkness, the other sworn to extinguish it. The Scourge is a Breton, and the Bretons are naturally attuned to magic. The Scourge has twisted this gift into something profane. Instead of using it for scholarly pursuits, he wields dark sorcery and blood magic, siphoning the life force of his enemies. His natural resistance to magic allows him to shrug off hostile spells, making him resilient against the holy warriors who seek to purge him. The Scourge is a predator, thriving on stolen power. The Atronach Stone, with its spell absorption, extra magicka, makes him incredibly resilient against magic users, turning their spells into fuel for his own. Though his magicka does not regenerate, he compensates by feeding on the living and using stolen energy to sustain his abilities. Being Molag Bal's champion, his vampiric blood enhances his ability to absorb all forms of life force from enemies, making him unstoppable. His survivability through theft, the combination of spell absorption, health drain, and even corpse consumption, means he can sustain himself indefinitely in battle, and with his Breton heritage, he is even resistant to divine magic. Even the Auroran's sun magic can struggle to pierce his spell absorption and resistance. The Auroran is an Ultima, and the Ultima are the most gifted magic users in Tamriel, and the Auroran is no exception. As a priestess of Meridia, she wields sun magic, restoration, and divine energy to cleanse corruption. Her Ultima talents grant her boosted magicka powers, as well as a boost to her magicka in general, ensuring that she never falters in combat. And unlike the Scourge, the Auroran does not steal power. She channels it through unwavering faith. The Atronach Stone represents her divine blessing, shielding her from unholy forces. Though her magicka does not regenerate, She compensates with potions, enchantments, and faith-fuel bursts of magic, as well as spells such as Circle of Entropy, or later on, God form, when she truly ascends to the heavens. So why does this work for the Auroran? Being the priestess of Meridia, she absorbs incoming magic as divine protection, turning enemy spells into nothing. And with her divine resilience, the Atronach Stone shields her against necromantic arts and vampiric spells, making her resistant even to the Scourge's magic. With strategic spellcasting, she can rely on restoration, potions, and enchanted gear to maintain her magicka, making every spell choice meaningful. Until God form. How the Scourge plays is aggressive, close quarters brutality, drain health and magicka through vampiric abilities and destruction spells, feed and feast using the Ring of Namira to consume the corpses for strength, crush and control with the Mace of Molag Bal, and dominate enemies, draining their essence and capturing their souls. Using blood magic, you can channel forbidden arts to sustain yourself at the cost of others. For the Auroran, smites the undead. Dawnbreaker's holy explosion purges all darkness. Sustain through faith. Restoration heals wounds while keeping stamina high. And sun magic devastation to burn vampires and abominations with Stendarr's aura. And Suncloak, Vampire's Bane. A warrior of honour, never feed on the weak, never use dark magic, and protect the innocent. For the perks and spells of the Scourge. Crushing blows fueled by dark strength, we go for one-handed, taking everything to do with the Mace Mastery tree as well as all of the one-handed perks relevant to this build. We are heavy armour, a walking nightmare, unstoppable, taking every single perk here that we can other than the mounted combat. And for vampiric powers we go for destruction. Blood magic, health drain, and night walking dominance. We are going to take everything up to the Master Destruction perk and all of the blood magic perks here, as well as improved cloaks. We've also gone for necromantic synergy, with a conjuration of undead, summoning those that we have killed and feasted upon. And lastly, alteration. For this, Akato's Recital is our most important spell, entering battle with Draining Shroud, absorb health, and also enlarge to greatly improve our one-handed damage. For our spells, we have gone for anything that absorbs health or magicka. This could be things like Absorbing Cloak, as I've mentioned earlier, Draining Shroud, Consuming Burst. Grab anything that catches your eye, and at master level, capture Devouring Storm. It's going to make the tides of battle turn well within your favour. For the perks and spells for the Auroran, we have gone for one-handed, the Dawnbreaker Mastery, precise and divine strikes with our blade. We have gone for heavy armour again to wear the Golden Saint's armour, for that strength and endurance in battle against the hostilities of the undead. And we have gone for restoration. Our key perks and our key spells are from this tree, for healing, defensive buffs, but also for that incredible sun magic, Holy Fire to incinerate the undead, and again, alteration, to buff ourselves into battle and to grant ourselves extra dominance over the battlefield. So what sets this build apart from the Scourge? While the Auroran is a master of Dawnbreaker and restoration magic, she also wields legendary Auriel's bow, a relic of the elven god of light, Auriel. This bow allows her to rain down divine judgment from afar, purging entire battlefields of unholy creatures. When using Auriel's bow and Sunhallowed Arrows, when shot towards the sun, it causes an explosion of holy light, burning vampires and undead below with the wrath of Magnus. Each shot scorches unholy creatures, making it the perfect ranged weapon against the Scourge. And as a beacon of light, she strategically fires Sunhallowed Arrows at dawn, signalling her arrival when incinerating all darkness in her wake. The playstyle with this is at range she uses Auriel's bow to weaken and destroy undead hordes. When up close, she uses the Dawnbreaker for devastating melee combat. And then healing and support, using restoration magic to sustain herself and allies. Now we have covered most of this already in the build video, but just for the gear, the dark arsenal of the Scourge consists of the Mace of Molag Bal, draining the life force from his enemies and dominating foes, as well as soul trapping those to use for enchanting purposes. The Ring of Nimir is used to consume the dead, to grow stronger and sustain yourself in battle. Heavy vampiric ebony or even Daedric armour, as Molag Bal's chosen must be clad in terror. The Necromancer's amulet to enhance dark magic and life-draining spells. And lastly, the Ring of Necromancy from Azadal's tomb. This again will enhance your magic and enhance your necromantic spells. And the holy arsenal for the Auroran consists of the Dawnbreaker, explodes undead on impact and purifying corruption, whilst doing double damage to undead. Clad in the blessed golden saint armour for divine protection and for the aesthetics of looking like a true holy saint of Meridia. She'll also wear the Ring of Erudite, which grants her increased magicka for sustained divine casting. And then lastly, Auriel's bow, for that divine justice that she can rain down upon her enemies, firing at the sun, or even firing just at the enemies themselves, blasting them with sun magic, purging them of their sin. Two warriors, one war. Which path will you choose? The consuming darkness of the Scourge, or the blinding light of the Auroran? Comment below who would win in a battle, and subscribe for more legendary builds. Molag Bal or Meridia? The choice is yours.